Okay. This is like my first apartment in the city. Hi, I'm Leah Cohen, and today we are making Thai fried chicken. But before we get started, please subscribe below. Normally you can find me at Pig and Khao in the Lower East Side, but today I'm in someone's kitchen in the East Village. Wait, whose kitchen is this?
Hey, it's Alyssa. 3 things to know before you try cooking here. 1, I never cook. I pretty much survive on takeout. 2, I don't have many pots and pans because I just don't need them.
Okay.
And then 3, I don't really have any serious cutlery or measuring cups or even bowls. Good luck.
Okay. My reaction when I first saw this kitchen was, okay, this isn't that bad. This is a good prep space. Once I started going through the cupboards, that was when I really felt thrown off. Damn, she got nothing in here. There's a lot of shoes. So I'm gonna start by covering this tabletop with plastic wrap. I need to open this. This is literally the hardest part of this recipe. Okay, we got our cutting board. I could see a knife though. This is the only knife that I have to work with. I am gonna take the butter knife and clean the cilantro root, scoring the chicken. This is gonna be fun. Obviously, if you have a sharp knife, this is probably easier. In an ideal world, the incisions will just be enough to break the flesh. And then I gotta figure out a mortar and pestle. That's gonna break. Okay, just a couple of cloves. Try to break it up. Pepper, coriander seeds. This is actually not the worst thing ever. Trying to convince myself that it's not. Salt. Pound away. I don't wanna break the actual cup. Okay. Figured that would happen. First attempt with a mortar and pestle was an absolute fail. I broke the mortar, sorry. I'll get you a new one. We're starting over again with a Ziploc bag, and we're gonna use the bottle of oyster sauce. So this is not the consistency of the paste that I would like, but it's good enough. We're just gonna add the rest of the ingredients, which is oyster sauce, fish sauce. We're just eyeballing everything, which is fine. Some sugar and MSG. Then we are going to just add our chicken and then massage it all up in there. Let this marinate for a couple of hours, get it better overnight. All right, so it's been about 6 hours. The chicken's been marinating. Now we're ready to make the batter. So we have the rice flour, baking soda, and then we're gonna use just a pinch of the mushroom powder and then a little bit of salt. I'm gonna grab a fork from my tool bin. I love how I'm calling it a tool bin. It's literally a mug with silverware. All right, so we're using seltzer water instead of regular water also, just to make the batter lighter. Okay, so you're looking kind of for thinner than a pancake batter, a little bit thicker than a crepe batter. We're gonna pour some flour onto the sheet pan. I'm using rice flour here because that's what's traditional in the Thai fried chicken. Also, it gives it like a crispier coating. You want the coating to stick to the chicken, so you're gonna let it sit for, I don't know, maybe like 30 minutes. So it seems like this stove doesn't have a pilot light. I have a lighter, which hopefully I don't burn any of my fingers or my hair. That was actually pretty seamless. This is a pandan leaf. For those of you who are not familiar with it, you wanna make sure that you pat it dry because that is really dangerous if you just add the wet pandan leaf. That can cause a fire. We're heating the oil up to 300 degrees. I don't have a thermometer on me, so I'm gonna test it by taking some of the flour, like maybe one of these like bigger pieces, and then just like putting it in the pot. Once it hit the oil, it started to bubble right away, so I think we're good. I'm gonna drop in the pandan leaf. And then very gingerly add the chicken to the pot. I'm going to use some forks to turn the chicken around because we don't have any tongs. I'm a professional and I'm still a little bit scared about getting the chicken out of this pot of oil. If you can't get it out and it kind of like drops, then the oil could potentially splatter in your face, which you don't want to mess up the moneymaker. Wish me luck. Yay! I didn't burn my face. We want to make sure that the actual fried chicken cooks all the way throughout. So that's why we do it at a low temperature at first, and then we crank up the heat to 350 because we want the outside to get really nice and crispy. Whew, okay, we did it. I'm not gonna lie, I felt really defeated initially just because there was not much for me to work with, but I powered through it and I made some delicious fried chicken, so I feel relieved. I have a message for Alyssa. Girl, you need a chef's knife. That is our finished product, the Thai fried chicken done in a random apartment in the East Village. Thank you so much for watching. To watch more videos, click here. To subscribe, click here. I'm gonna eat my fried chicken and get on out of here.